Welcome back to Dylan's Little Hobbies. And you know what? I have been writing my own fan-made Star Wars story called Star Wars The Rise. And I am having a blast writing it. Now that I am at the point of actually doing more videos a week, I am doing 3 videos a week, 12 videos a month. The question is, am I going to be doing more of those episodes? Am I going to be releasing more Star Wars The Rise? Well, the fact is, I still have it scheduled 2 a month, and the reason why is because it's actually very difficult to write a story, write a good chapter, and actually have it entertaining. You know, you really gotta... I really want to put some work into it. I am not a professional writer, okay? It's kind of, even with my best writing on my best days, it's still kind of cringy, kind of fun. It's just a fan-made story for fun, but I still want to actually make it good and entertaining for someone out there to enjoy it. So that is why I'm not going to be releasing more than 2 a month, even though I am making more videos. But because I'm making more videos, I have the option of possibly releasing a couple of extra videos on top of my Star Wars The Rise. You know, Star Wars The Rise Explained videos where I talk about my thoughts and ideas going into certain scenes and certain characters and how I came up with the story. And I thought that would just be kind of fun to add on to it, because I don't see a lot of people do that when they write their own fan-made films. They don't really dive down into what it took to create those fan-made films. Now, this isn't a fan-made film. This is a fan-made story, a fan-made book that I am writing and putting on YouTube. It's not a fan-made movie just because I won't even know where to begin with something like that. But a fan-made book I can definitely write, and I'm having a blast writing it. And if you guys want to check that out, here's a card. Star Wars The Rise. I am loving that series so far. But with that said, that's what today's video is going to be. Today is going to be the first bonus video on Star Wars The Rise. So, in today's video, we have to talk about what has been going on in Star Wars The Rise. As of this point, I believe, as the making of this video, I am actually at Chapter 6. By the time this video comes out, I might be on Chapter 7, and Chapter 8 will come out maybe, if not next week, the week afterwards. So, very soon, Star Wars The Rise is going to be up to 8 chapters, which means we are already at the point of over half of Part 1. And that comes to a good question. How the heck did my main character, Kevin Slade, how the heck did he survive? You know, I mean, and this comes up to answer a really good problem that's in Star Wars right now. How did Darth Maul survive? How the heck did Palpatine survive the deathstar? Okay, so we know the answer about Palpatine. We don't really know the answer about Darth Maul. Palpatine's a clone. I'm going to get into that in a second. Right now I am talking about my character, Kevin, aka Slade, Darth Slade from my story Star Wars The Rise. How the heck did he survive a stab through the heart and actually got off the planet, ended up on Jeddah, and there goes the rest of the story? How did that work out? Well, in my head, this is the way I kind of took Star Wars The Rise when I first saw it too. Okay, we didn't get a great explanation in the movie. How did Palpatine survive? The only word that he gave was the dark side is a pathway to many abilities some believe to be unnatural. Fantastic line! Totally stolen from Episode 3. Obviously, if you can't tell, I'm not a big fan of Star Wars Episode 9, and I even hate it more after finding out that he's a darn clone. When I first took that line, I thought, alright, that's an interesting way to put it, and then they can explain it in the book. I would have been fine by that. And I really like that phrase. It's a really interesting phrase. The pathway is the dark side is a pathway to many abilities some believe are unnatural. Some consider to be unnatural. I really like that phrase. Now, what does that phrase truly mean? It means the dark side can really generate great and unnatural abilities, even the ability to survive death. And you know what? This was actually in the expanded universe too. I can't remember exactly his name, but I'll show you guys a picture here. This guy he's a zombie. I can't remember his name right now. It's gonna be like right here. It's gonna kill me because I can't remember his name while filming this. But that guy is obviously dead, and the way he survived is just based off his anger. How about Darth Maul? Why don't we look at Darth Maul? Darth Maul died in episode 1. How did he survive? Well, the only answer we got was he survived based off pure rage and anger for Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's what kept him alive. And as for Palpatine, truly a great answer to how he survived is his pure anger for Luke Skywalker kept him alive. That would have been way better than turning him into a clone. I didn't want the clone Palpatine story. I think it doesn't make any sense. I think it's completely stupid. I do not like the clone Palpatine theory that has become canon. In fact, I borderline hate it. I just hate it. I just spit a little bit out of my mouth. I apologize for that. But I straight up hate the fact that Palpatine is a darn stupid clone. I'm alright with Snoke being a darn stupid clone, though I feel like Snoke should have probably been another one of Darth Vader replacements for Palpatine. Darth Vader had tons of replacements. Palpatine had tons of replacements for Darth Vader if Darth Vader ever failed him. The problem is, Darth Vader is just way better than everyone else in the galaxy, right? So, he's the best villain of them all, right? So, I think that would have made better sense for Palpatine than having Snoke be Palpatine's clone, you know? I don't know what they were thinking bringing the whole I'm a clone into the story. I didn't like it in the expanded universe, and I definitely don't like it now. I think a better way to write how Palpatine survived is his pure anger and rage for Luke Skywalker kept him alive. And just because he blew up in a Death Star doesn't mean anything, you know? We have the Force healing abilities now, and he could have simply, when the acolytes of the dark side came to save him, or the Knights of Ren came to save him, he could have simply stole their energy from him and gained some sort of body back, but not enough to fully sustain him. He needed a great power to sustain himself, and that's when he met Kylo Ren and, of course, Rey. That's what gave him the ability to come back alive. That would have been a way better explanation than, oh, hey, I'm a clone, and my dark side essence is inside my clone body. I think that is just such a lazy writing to go. But with that said, how does this pertain to my story? The fact is, Slade's dead. My character, Slade, aka Kevin, in my story, is a Sith who died. And the only reason why he's alive is because he's pure hatred. Now, eventually, I am going to, at the end of the story, he is eventually going to be able to release that and die. And I believe that's the only way a Sith who survived death can die again. Because if you look at Darth Maul, if you look at the final fight of Darth Maul and Obi-Wan in Star Wars Rebels, which I think this is a beautiful fight, and it shows how Obi-Wan is far more powerful than Darth Maul, even though it's a very, very short fight. It ends in 3 moves. Darth Maul tries to go for the headbutt and stab. Well, Obi-Wan's ready for it, and instead he slices straight through the lightsaber and down into his head. Now, they don't show it because, of course, it's Star Wars Rebels. It's really childish. You can't show that type of injury. But he got a slice right through the head. That would not have killed Darth Maul. No, you know how Darth Maul finally died? Is when he asked Obi-Wan if Luke Skywalker is the chosen one, or if Anakin is the chosen. He said, is he truly the chosen one? Whoever he was talking about, he asked who is the chosen one to Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Obi-Wan said yes. Because of that, he said, then he'll avenge us both, and he died in peace. He let go of his pure anger. That's how Darth Maul died. That's how I plan to kill off my character at the end of the story. Spoiler alert, yes, my main character, Cavan, is going to die at the end of part 4. And yes, there are going to be 4 parts, even though we are almost done with part 1. Fact is, that's how I believe Darth Maul died. That's how I believe Darth Maul survived. And that's how I believe Palpatine survived. And I don't like the clone theory. Anyway, that was my thoughts on not only the clone theory, how did Darth Maul survive, but that is also my explanation for how my character Slade died in Star Wars The Rise. It's just, sometimes when you're writing the story out like that, you kinda can't explain certain things in the book. You gotta leave some sort of mystery in there. But with that said, in explanation videos like this, I can really dive down into how I thought certain characters and certain scenes go. And that's how I believe my character, Cavan Slade, survives in my story, Star Wars The Rise. Now, if you watched this video and you have no idea what I'm talking about, again, I wrote a fan-made story called Star Wars The Rise. Link to it over there, link to it at the end of the video. Go ahead and watch it for me. I'm not a professional writer. It's just a fan-made Star Wars story, but if it sounds interesting to you, if the character of Cavan Slade, a Sith who survived death and is bent on destroying his own kind, only to eventually create the Jedi Order, if that sounds interesting to you, then click subscribe and go ahead and watch my Star Wars The Rise story, fan-made story. With that said, that will be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm out.